despite like the mistakes that my mom made when I was a kid, I'm so grateful that she's here now to support me sometimes. I mean, she also sometimes does things that really aren't so good for my mental health. Like the time she recently said, I don't know why you want a big wedding in the future. You have no friends. And, but also, I'm just grateful she's helping me. Like, I called her just now and I also texted her and I explained that, like, I really need help, like, figuring out who I can contact that will be able to do a neurological, like a neuropsych type assessment on me. Um, and that there's gonna be a lot of parts of me that try to process their fear and apprehension regarding possibly being seen. They're gonna recount all of their negative experiences with the mental health care system and just be really panicky and afraid. And that doesn't mean that me entirely doesn't want to be assessed. It just means that, like, they're scared and they need to hear, you can trust Daisy. She will take care of you. I know it's scary. I know no one listened before. I know that you were mischaracterized and that sucked. But we have to keep trying, and if by chance we find someone and they do the same thing or they don't understand us, we'll just find someone else who can help us. We'll just have to keep going. And like, she was so sweet. Like, she understood and she was like, I get it, I'll help you. Like, I have a few names. I was like aware that she had a few names of people, and she is gonna get them. I guess my dad has them, and she's gonna get them from him and try to call them um, today. And it means so much to me. It means so much. Like, with everything I'm going through, I'm so overwhelmed with the fact that she can help me just call these people. It makes me so grateful. Ooh. And I'm grateful. I'm grateful that I have my friends. They care about me. They really do, even though most of them are far. Even though I can't see them all the time. Even though we don't live close. They are there for me, like, maybe not exactly the way that I need. If I could have it the way I wanted, I'd just get a huge house. And then all of my friends could live there with me. And I wouldn't, like, none of us would have to be alone. If we're sad, if we're having a bad mental health day, we can have comfort food and watch a movie. And, like, I've been thinking a lot about the fact that, like, because my friends are, like, online people, they're, like, online friends, um, I can't have, like, that, I guess, that typical experience of, like, having a breakup and then your friends come over and you're all depressed and they're like, let's cheer you up, like, let's have a little, like, photo shoot, put on outfits for me, or, like, let's watch, like, Legally Blonde, or I don't know, like When Harry Met Sally, or like some cheesy rom-com. Let's eat chocolate or ice cream, or I don't know. I guess I do that by myself, but like, I wish that I had friends to do that with, and then also I wish that I could be able to be there for my friends in that way. Like, I want to be that friend. I want to be the friend that can, like, knock on your door with, like, a bucket of popcorn and a cheesy movie and, like, slippers and shit, and be like, I have some lotion, let's, like, moisturize, and just, I don't know, I'll help you through this, we'll deal with this together. And the fact that, like, I don't have that is hard. But I have to tell myself that I'm going to get that, and, like, some way, somehow, I'm gonna get to a place where there's community and there's friends and they're here with me in the flesh and they're real and I can reach out and touch them and we can do fun things together. It's just so hard. It's so hard to be so lonely. It's so hard. In a way, like, this is so weird. Like, even though, like, all I do on this channel is cry and whine, complain, yell, and dissociate, it's genuinely very helpful for me. And even though, like, everything is so, like, low effort, but, like, to me, I feel like there's charm in that. I love channels where it's just like a mentally ill woman in a room talking and complaining and not really trying to cater to anyone. I love videos like that, channels like that, people like that. Like, I think there's something so, like, human and real about that. Like, beautiful, really. It's nice to talk into the void. And honestly, like, apparently I have, like, what, 6 subscribers now? Who is watching me? Like, who is watching me? Like, I was thinking about that. I'm like, what kind of person are you? Like, are you also a hot mess like me? Are you, like, a corporate lawyer who's, like, I don't know, like, has your shit together and you're watching me and being like, what the fuck? Who is this girl? um, but, like, yeah. I mean, more accurately, who is this girl's? Who is this girl's boy? They, them, cat, horse. Ugh. 53-year-old man. Oh my god. And I think one thing about, like, you know, having started a channel that I like is part of it is, like, I love how unedited everything is. Because for a long time, I really wanted to start a channel where I talked about my life. But I felt like there was so much that I had to hide in order for the videos to be good. Like, I had to cut out switching and dissociating and tripping over my words as a result of the dissociation. Like, that, I don't know, like, everything had to be perfect. Like, I needed good lighting and I needed to train myself to not constantly look in the viewfinder and make sure that I'm looking in the lens and all of those things. And I don't know. And then just, like, on a whim, I just started uploading videos. And I guess it really helped to just, I guess part of it is, like, I started this channel in the throes of depression, so it's really difficult for me to care about tiny details, and I'm not processing information very well. Like, everything that I do is very general. I don't know if that makes sense. I have no other way to describe it. And I don't know. Part of me thinks it's beautiful. Ooh. the fact that I'm just like, I'm just me. I'm just here. I guess us. Um, and I guess like I could say it's easier to do that because do I really want to be spending a lot of time editing? No, I don't want to do that. And ultimately, this channel is like for myself. It's like so I can vent and like get my feelings out there and not feel like I'm burdening anyone. Because, like, yeah, I can talk to my friends, but I feel that I can only talk so much about what's going on with me before it gets like too repetitive and overwhelming and annoying. And I want to keep my friends. I don't want to like piss them off so bad that they're like, fuck you, like, farewell, like, you were really annoying and you just keep talking about the same thing and all you do is cry and I have my own problems, farewell. So, like, this is helpful for that. I don't know, it's really freeing to have a space where I can just be myself in whatever state that I am, whatever person that I am, whatever feeling that I have, it's just here. And whether that's like, I don't know, like sadness or envy or anger or frustration or just flat out confusion, it means a lot that I have this space. And like to the 6 people who are for some reason subscribed to me, thank you. I have no idea why, but like I hope you're doing well. And like hanging in there. And I hope your floor isn't covered in tissues like mine is. And also your bed. And I hope your kitchen's clean, because mine's not. But anyway, that's a whole thing. Heck. Heckity heck, right? Heckity hecky, hecky, heck, heck, heck. Sometimes I play the game Imagine what they're going to diagnose me with when I finally do get assessed. And we're all split into a few different camps regarding what we think we will end up diagnosed with. So there's a possibility that they identify that we have autism, but there's also a huge possibility that they don't, because we are a woman and we are verbal. What's autism? It's your 5-year-old nephew who's nonverbal and has, I don't know, different support needs than me. It's not a lady it's not a lady of my age who speaks and was hyperlexic as a child. That's not autism. That's not it. Sarcasm, by the way. And I mean, I feel like without a doubt, they're gonna tell me I have some form of anxiety. General anxiety, probably. Possibly social anxiety, like agoraphobia. I feel like that's a given. I feel like the PTSD is also a given. Just because there's been so many times that I have been assessed that, like, historically, PTSD is always one of the diagnoses that I receive when I have an assessment. And I've had a bunch in my life just because I've always had problems, and I needed these assessments for some of the schools that I attended growing up. And I feel that there's a high chance that I'm going to be diagnosed with borderline personality disorder again. And also a high chance that they won't listen to me about why I don't think that that is accurate. So, and then I feel like they'll probably pull the card that's like, oh, what a borderline thing to do, dispute your BPD diagnosis. Like, no. I accepted it for years. I accepted it for years, and then I started. Well, I accepted it, but I also like, I felt like, I mean, when I started seeing my old therapist, Deborah, um, I was under the impression that I had BPD, but I also felt that there was something else going on with me. And now I know that that's DID. But then over time, like Daisy especially, and then like other headmates of mine have been saying that like they don't think that we have BPD, that they think that it's just symptoms of our DID that are being misconstrued. Like there are parts in our system whose entire purpose is to hold on to anger or fears of abandonment, and whose purpose is to try to prevent us from being abandoned, to be very um, hyper vigilant to that. And then there are parts who were designed to be aloof and to keep us safe during times when connection would hurt us for one reason or another. And I mean, there are a lot of criteria of both DID and borderline personality disorder that are the same on the surface. And like, maybe I do have that. Maybe I have that and I have DID. Oof. It's just really difficult. Part of me thinks it's possible that they diagnosed me with like a psychotic disorder, like schizophrenia or something. And there's been times that like I wonder if I've been in psychosis. Um and maybe I have. Maybe I have, but I guess we'll find out. Oof. Imagine if I get assessed and they're like, yeah, you're like a total narcissist. Like, and I'm like, oh, really? Like, I guess like that's like a fear for our system is like, I don't know why it's a fear, because like, I don't know, maybe because like there's so much like stigma that's associated with narcissistic personality disorder. And also, um, we haven't been diagnosed with OCD, but we have like processes that are like OCD. I don't know if that makes sense. Like we'll have a fear, like an obsession, and then a compulsion associated with it. And one of the main ones that I have is, my obsession is, am I a narcissist? And then the compulsion is to try to Google to get information to determine if I'm a narcissist or not, or to ask a friend if they think I'm a narcissist. And yeah, it'll be really funny if I get assessed and it turns out I'm a narcissist. I mean, but then the thing too is like, I asked Deborah, the therapist that I saw for like 6 whole years, I asked her obsessively, am I a narcissist? And every single time she said, no, you have CPTSD. Like, you're traumatized. And then I'd be like, yeah, but aren't narcissists traumatized too? Like, if you end up with a pervasive pattern of thinking and behavior that affects every area of your life, it typically means that you had a lot of trauma in your childhood. So like, I don't know, I wouldn't be surprised that like pretty much anyone with a PD also has CPTSD as well. So I mean, I'm sure like there are cases that that's not true, but like it makes sense to me. But I don't know. I don't even remember what she said about that because my memory is so fragmented. Why? Fuck. Whew. I am messy. I am messy. I'm messy, and I need to pee.